Some guys develop resistance to the androgen antagonist, and hence they doesn't block the androgen response, and once again they don't get the full effect. What is up guys, and welcome back. So at this point I'm at week 9 at my Pyrilutamide trial, where I'm seeing, well, whether it works for me or not. And at this point I gotten this question a few times. As usual, I get a ton of questions, and usually I pick out a single question and just touch up on it a little bit. This question is whether I think that Pyrilutamide is better than finasteride at this point. And to be honest, it is not a simple question to answer, and it's not possible to just answer it straight out like yes or no. So I just want to touch up on a little about how Pyrilutamide works and how finasteride works, and why I don't think that the one is better than the other, and what some complications could be on one of the parts and on the other, and how they work together. So as a lot of you probably already know, finasteride works by inhibiting the 5-AR enzyme that is converting testosterone into DHT, that has a far greater androgen potency than the prior hormone testosterone. And on the other hand, we have Pyrilutamide, that is an androgen antagonist, and it works by inhibiting the androgens from working with the receptor in the area. In one hand, if you take Pyrilutamide orally, well, it becomes systemic and it will inhibit all the androgen receptors in your whole body from doing their job, which is a pretty bad thing. And this is also why a lot of people are scared about finasteride, while some are talking about post-finasteride syndrome, which I'm not going to talk about today. But the thing is, Pyrilutamide works by inhibiting the androgen response locally in the scalp, while finasteride works by reducing the hormone that is the problem. You can't say that the one is better than the other. It is context based. So it has been seen in a lot of cases that stuff like 5-AR inhibitors or the enzyme inhibitors doesn't really work that well with the specific person. Hence, you will still produce a lot of DHT and get a higher androgen response. On the other hand, well, some guys develop resistance to the androgen antagonist, and hence they doesn't block the androgen response, and once again they don't get the full effect. So you cannot say that the one is better than the other. On the other hand, you can do a comparison where you just compare, well, how many hair did you grow back in a certain spot over, let's say, 30 weeks. If you want to see this, just comment down below so I know, because it's a lot of work and I don't really want to do it if nobody's interested in that kind of stuff. The thing I want to touch up on is just that taking one or the other isn't definitely the best option, since that, well, while you are reducing your androgens in your body by reducing DHT with finasteride, you still have the response from testosterone. It is far lower, but it is still there, and you still have some leftover DHT in your body and other androgens that might work on your scalp. Hence, while you take finasteride, you are reducing some of it, but it could be a great idea to just add up with something like Pyrilutamide that could take care of some of the leftover androgens that you have in your body or your scalp, to just eliminate some of the leftover response that you have. So this is the very short answer. No, the one isn't better than the other, and I wouldn't take one or the other without the one. Well, at least not at this point. I will be staying on both of them since they have a very good synergy together, but you can't say that one of the other is better. As I said, I could do a study on it, and, well, you know, comment down below if you want to see that. So that is the short answer. And yes, I know it's short, and I hope this just brings some light into the topic. If I had to choose, I would go with finasteride only at this point, just, well, primarily because there isn't a lot of studies on Pyrilutamide. On the other hand, I would take RU58841 any day over one of the two, since I've seen a lot of cases where RU58841 works great alone. And with that said, let's take a look at how things are going on my side. So for the keen eye, you can see that I'm not wearing the same shirt as today that I usually do, because this picture was taken yesterday and I only had time to shoot this video today. But to summarize it, it is week 9, and honestly, I don't see a lot of change. Still got a new haircut though. But one thing I noticed is that I barely shed any hairs at this time anymore. So I actually think that things are working out pretty good for me at this point. At this point I am getting my hopes up since I am not shedding at any point. Usually I go to my white desk and I just ruffle my hair and see how many hairs fall out. I know this isn't a very scientific way of doing things, but usually I can see if it's a lot or if it ain't a lot, and at this point it is barely any hairs that I'm dropping. So I honestly think that Pyrilutamide is beginning to kick in for me. But we still have a lot of weeks to go, and guys, this is a short update, but that's all I have for you today. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.